Hey everyone, it's Kristen Gunderson with Gunderson CFO and Bookkeeping. I am coming to you today, and today's topic that I want to talk to you about is 10 financial commandments. So, the very first one, I'm just going to dive right into this. One, live within your means. Don't be buying stuff that you cannot afford. I know this goes without saying, and I know the economy is kind of crazy right now with high inflation, and but the number one thing is don't buy stuff that you cannot afford. Number two, understand good and bad debt. There's a difference between reductive and productive debt. Reductive debt is your consumer credit card debt. It's when you're buying stuff, when you're living above your means and you're buying stuff because you want the new clothes, the new purse, the new car, and you can't really afford it. That's reductive debt. Productive debt is stuff like, say you want to go to college, or say there's a certificate or a class that you want to take and you know that it will really benefit you out in the long run if you take it. It could also be you want to buy rental properties and start building a portfolio of rental properties that you own. That is productive debt because it's leveraged, it's helping you gain wealth. Eventually that debt will be paid off. Someone else is paying that mortgage for you. So those are a couple of examples for you. The third tip that I got for you is stay out of reductive debt. So we have a thing called the debt snowball. Actually, if you're a Dave Ramsey fan, you could go get the debt snowball from him. He really explains it well. We have the debt snowball for you also. That's a free Excel spreadsheet that we could give you. But basically, you list all of your debts that you have. You list how much the debt is, when the payment is, how much the payment is, and then how much extra you can pay on each debt. And with the snowball, you pay the minimum on everything except for the lowest balance, and you pay extra on the lowest balance. And the reason why is if you can pay extra and work a second job, like anything extra, your bonus money that you get, pay that extra to the lowest balance credit card that you have, because you're going to pay that off quicker. And once you have that win, you kind of have this snowball effect and you're excited and you want to keep on going. And then once you pay off that lowest debt, whatever that payment was, whether it's $100, $500 a month, whatever it is, you now apply that to the next lowest. And you've been making the lowest monthly payments each month on each of them. But then you apply that the lowest payment that you had, say it was $100, and then you also add that into the next lowest, and then you keep on, and anything extra, you just keep on knocking out that next lowest debt that you have. So it works really great. So you can implement it yourself if necessary. If you need our help, we can also help you with that. Number four, do not ever raid your retirement. 13% of Americans over 60 have no retirement savings. Can you believe that? Like my aunt is one of them. Like it's so sad. They retire and there's nothing there, and they have to go get another job in order to pay the monthly bills. As of 2022, so this stat's a little bit old, 42% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. 42% of Americans have less than 1,000 in savings. I bet you that number is even higher now because of the inflation and everything. Okay, and then the average American savings account is $4,500. It's all that the average American has in their savings account. So do not ever use your retirement for your children's education. I'm sorry, if they need to go get student loans or if they need to work their way through college, it is better than you not having any money to retire with. Don't ever use your raid your retirement for debt or for medical bills. There's other options. Your retirement savings is for your retirement. You need it more than you ever think that you will once you get to retirement age 60 and above, right? Number five, the student debt crisis. Okay. Student debt has more than doubled over the last 2 decades. As of September 2022, over 48 million US borrowers collectively owed more than 1.6 trillion in federal student loans. Additionally, private loans bring the total to above 1.7 trillion, surpassing auto loans and credit card debt. That was from October 20th, 2022, the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. If you or your children, here's a rule for you, if you or your children need to go into student debt, the limit, the absolute limit that I want you to do to take out is the average of 1 year's salary for the degree that you or your children are seeking. So if that first year, say, I don't know what they want to do, but say that first year is $50,000, like that's the average salary for that when they get out of school, you do not take out more money in student loans than the $50,000. That's what that means. Number 6, develop a habit of savings. The big 4, matching out if available. This means your 401k. If you have a 401k where they do a match, make sure that you're doing the matching out. So if they match 4%, put 4% in and then get out. And then what I want you to do is max out your Roth IRA every single year. Number 3, if you are eligible for an HSA, open up an HSA and fund your HSA when possible. Not everyone's eligible for it. There's requirements. I've already done an HSA video. You can go check that out to know what you need. And then catch the vision of investing. So if you can invest your money, go ahead and invest it. I have multiple videos where I've talked about where you can invest not in Wall Street, where you can do kind of your own investing with your Roth. So if you want to do that, go ahead and catch those videos also. Okay, number 7, be financially stable before you invest. What this means is you don't need to be financially strong to start investing, but at least be stable. So example, we don't go buy rentals when we are up to our eyeballs in consumer debt, right? So get out of the consumer debt, get some savings built up, and then you can start buying your rental properties. So you need to be financially stable before investing. Number 8, don't quit your day job. So make sure that you have your basics covered before taking a risk. Don't stress out your business expecting too much too soon, and let your business mature financially before expecting to live off of it. So this is kind of like, everyone's like, oh, my business, my baby. Well, you know what? Your baby, when you're like your business, when you're first starting, is a baby. Like you cannot expect it to support you. You have to get it going, build it up, make sure that it's maturing, it's getting to the toddler years and to the adolescent years. So don't quit your day job too soon, expecting your side business, your baby business that just got started to be able to support you financially, unless you have a spouse who can completely cover all the bills or something. Don't the number one reason why businesses fail within a few years is because of cash flow issues. Like if you're taking all that money out of your business, cash flow wise, the business isn't going to have anything to be able to grow. Like you need an assistant. Like that's the number one person I tell you to hire is get yourself an assistant right away. For that way you can take on more work and they can take on more work. You can start delegating. But if you're taking out all the money from your business because it's supporting your lifestyle, you're not going to be able to grow that business into getting it from the baby to toddler, adolescent, adult stages. All right, number 9, continue your education. Now, I don't know if you follow me on social media, but I am always going to a conference. I'm always continuing my education. I have my master's degree. I've gotten other certificates. I take my employees to conferences, and it's all because you want to continue your education. So consistently be attending workshops, reading good books. Yeah, if you don't have the money to go to conferences, read good books. If you can't afford Audible or to buy the book, there's the library still. They do exist, people. Okay, and then join clubs, associations, and groups to network and learn from one another. So even those networking groups like BNI, they always have an education piece where you can be learning. And even being around other like-minded people is really great. So don't get stuck in consumption mode either. So you have to balance it. So don't be just like going to conference after conference after conference. You have to have time to implement what you learn also. Like literally, I have a whole book here, and I wrote down from this conference that I attended an action list and I have check marks along which ones have been done yet or which ones are still a work in progress. So you need to actually implement what you're learning. And even in books, like I have one book that I don't have at my desk right now, but I'm highlighting it and actually have it on my Liz's desk, my receptionist, because delegating and passing stuff on to her that I'm like, we need to do this, but I need your help with it. So you need to have that a good balance too. You can't just be in education mode. You have to implement and take action. Okay, the very last one, number 10, understand the importance of mindset. Money mindset is the concept of properly understanding your personal approach to money. For example, view money and business along with a long-term perspective. There's no get rich quick scheme, like it's a get rich slow scheme. There's a it's not a scheme either. It's the concept. It's get rich slow. You have to be consistently doing it. And it's not going to happen overnight. It might be 10 years from now. Everyone's like, oh, look what a success they are. And it's like, well, you didn't see the 10 years in the making that it took to be a success. Okay, understand your value proposition. What is your value that you bring to your clients? So be able to understand that, and then approach money with abundance and not scarcity. So that's another scarcity mindset is something that I see a lot of. I can't afford to hire an assistant. Well, you know what? You're not going to grow your business if you don't hire that assistant. It's costing you money by not hiring that assistant. So a scarcity mindset is something else that, and it's not just like with money, it can be with anything. So that's another thing that you can go ahead and do your own, listen to podcasts and audibles. You can literally search money mindsets or scarcity mindsets and get a whole list of things to listen to and educate yourself on. All right. So I hope that was helpful for you today on the 10 tips of, are we talking about your 10 financial commandments? All right. If you would like to book a meeting with us, we have discovery calls. Liz and Lydia are the ones who are doing the discovery calls to see if we're a good fit and if y'all should have a meeting with me. I will post the link below. And I hope y'all have a great week. If this was helpful to you, please go ahead and share it, comment, subscribe to the YouTube. Thank you. Bye-bye.